Alright dudes, today we're doing a cut test with the Spyderco Manix 2 in 15V blade steel. This one has some titanium rock scale scales, a titanium ball cage lock from Flytanium, and also a titanium lanyard tube from Flytanium, and an MXG titanium deep carry pocket clip. So it's a full titanium Manix 2. I love it. This is the ultimate PM2 for me, Manix 2 for me. Now, I've already been carrying and using this knife ever since I got it, so I already know how amazing this 15V blade steel is, but I want to show you guys. I also have a really nice edge on here done by Lacey. Hit her up on Instagram, Lacey Lace EDC, all one word, for your sharpening needs. Demonstrating the edge here. Very, very sharp. Now, I always do testing with factory edges, so this is an exception. It did come very sharp from factory, but this is not a factory edge. I just want to demonstrate the edge retention on 15V and how easily it drops back. So starting on the normal thickness cardboard, slicing through very easily. This is one of the more slicey Spydercos in my collection. It's got obviously a full flat grind with pretty thin blade stock. Not super thin measurement behind the edge, but just the geometry in general is very slicey. I have a low angle edge put on this. It's a little slicier towards the tip too than some of the other Spydercos, particularly the PM2. Ergonomically, now these are actually these scales are they call them a skinny scale, so they're a little different shape than the stock scales, but I think the ergonomics are just as good, if not even a little bit better. So now this is the double thickness cardboard, still going through really easily. More pressure is needed to get through this stuff, but not a problem at all for this knife. We can figure out a better way to hold the cardboard, especially this thick stuff. It always slides out of my hands. You'll notice I'm wearing a glove now. I need to get a cut-proof glove, but this will do for now. So you see it's still going through paper very easily. Still got some good bite on that edge. No blade play. Everything's good and solid. Moving on to the rubber tube, the food prep style test. This isn't the most amazing food prep knife, but yeah, it'll work for sure. I wouldn't use this for food prep though, because 15V, while it does have very good edge retention, pretty good toughness, not very good in the corrosion resistance department. I actually already have a few small little rust spots on mine. I'm not sure how they happened. I usually don't have to deal with corrosion on my knives. It's because of the area I live in is pretty dry, but yeah, do have some on this blade. Doesn't bother me though. Just adds to the patina, I guess. Alrighty. Now, what do we got next? The glove, I believe. Yep, the glove. The old glove test. This is an old welding glove. I go through gloves pretty frequently. The threads burn up and they split open. So, I'm not spending money to buy new gloves for the test. I just save my old ones. So I roll it up, cut through it like it's butter. Like it's freaking butter, dude. Look at that. Bam. Oh yeah. Piece of cake. The other knife that did this well was actually the Tucson TS269 that I tested recently. That one cut through probably just as easily on the glove test. So, very, very good results so far. Testing the edge. Still easily slicing through the paper. Obviously, not obviously, but so the edge that Lacey put on, it's a mirror edge, and I was curious to see if I would see any scratches on that edge after use, but I haven't been able to find any. Obviously, it's 15V, it's stronger than the materials, or it's harder than the materials I'm cutting through, so it shouldn't scratch, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that it wasn't. The wide strap, this is more of a blade shape test than a sharpness test. You know, it cuts through it easily. It's more of a test to see how you slide out of cuts. Since it's a wide strap, most knives will slide out before you get through it. The first one you saw, I had a little bit of a dangler left clinging on. The second time I got all the way through. And I think the third time, yeah, I slid out before I got through it. I still have yet to test a knife that reliably slices all the way through it. But again, it's just more of a blade shape thing than a sharpness thing. But it does put, you know, some wear on the edge, so we're wearing the edge down still. Back to the paper. I'm starting to notice now not cutting as easily through the paper. Now the hardest test, the hard plastic rope, polypropylene rope. This thing dulls the edges like a mofo, and it's very difficult for knives to get through. Most knives that I test do not get through 3 cuts on it. Let's see how it does. Not a problem. Not a problem. Not even a whole lot of pressure needed to get through it either. You can kind of just put moderate pressure and then let that edge run against it, and it just it destroys it. You can see that last one, I just went for it, not much pressure, and it still just went right through. So that's great. That is very great. Now back to the paper. Still, I mean, surprisingly easily going through the paper. I mean, you see, I'm hanging up a little bit on some spots, but I thought it might be this paper, so I went and got a new sheet. But I believe on this new sheet, it was still kind of hanging up a bit. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if you hit it at the right angle, it's no problem. But you can definitely tell the edge has taken some damage at this point. But I mean, still, I would still consider this a very sharp knife. Absolutely. So I mean, this is impressive. You know, 15V, baby. Like I said, not the best in corrosion resistance, but the edge retention, man, very impressive. I've been only stropping this. And you'll see in a second, I bring out the strop and I show you just how quickly it strops back. It's pretty amazing. You know, a lot of these harder steels like M390, particularly that comes to mind, 20CV, you know, their edge retention is pretty good, but when you go to strop them back, it takes a while. So this is right to the strop. I have not stropped it any off camera. This is right after all the cutting we just did. I think I only strap it for, you know, it feels like it's less than a minute probably. And you'll see how easily and quickly it strops back, which to me is more important than having super long edge retention. I would rather have, you know, a little bit less edge retention and have it strop back really easily than have the edge last a while, but, you know, you're going to have to spend a lot more time on the strop or take it to the stones. I usually carry a strap with me even. So you can see that was not much stropping at all. I think I'm going to grab a new sheet of paper right here. So very, very little stropping needed, and check this out. Just like it was before I started. Very, very sharp. That's awesome, dude. That is so cool. I love that. I'm kind of a religious stropper. Like I said, I bring my strap with me to work. And if I am using the knife hard for something, I'll usually give it a little bit of a strop right after. But usually I just wait till the end of the day. Sometimes I'll let it go a couple days, but you know, if I'm hard using a knife, I almost always strop it at the end of the day. And if you do that, you'll probably never have to take it to the stones unless you get a chip or, you know, something like that happens. Or if you just want to reprofile it. But yeah, so overall, very, very happy with this 15V. Really, really happy. I hope you guys will be able to get your hands on some. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the video before you head out. Peace.